The Legend of Charlie No-Face, the true story of Ray Robinson. In the quiet hills of Beaver County, Pennsylvania, a legend was born, a figure that sent shivers down the spines of late-night drivers, walkers and travelers along Route 351. They called him Charlie No-Face, or the Green Man, a mysterious, haunting presence in the shadows of the night. But behind the eerie tale, the truth was far more human, a story not of horror, but of resilience. His real name was Ray Robinson, and his life was a testament to courage in the face of unimaginable adversity. Raymond Theodore Robinson was born in 1910, in the small town of Coppell, Pennsylvania. His early years were filled with the same innocence and joy any young boy might experience, until a tragic accident changed his life forever. At the tender age of 8, Ray and his friends found themselves playing near an abandoned trolley bridge. Curiosity led Ray to climb the structure, where he inadvertently touched a high-voltage power line carrying 22,000 volts of electricity. The powerful surge left him severely disfigured, his face scarred, his eyes lost, and his body burned. In a time when medical treatments were far from what they are today, Ray's survival was nothing short of miraculous. Yet the scars he bore were deep and visible, marking him forever as different in a world that often feared what it didn't understand. Ray's disfigurement made it difficult for him to live a normal life in the public eye. Children and adults alike would stare, gawk, or recoil at his appearance. But rather than withdraw completely, Ray chose a different path, one that allowed him some solace and freedom. He became a nocturnal wanderer, walking under the cover of night. His favorite route was along the dark stretches of Route 351, where he would take long, solitary walks to pass the time, think, and connect with the world in his own quiet way. Word of the mysterious figure who roamed the night soon spread. Some people claimed to see a man with a glowing green hue or a faceless figure moving through the darkness. Stories of the Green Man, or Charlie No-Face, quickly took on a life of their own, passed from person to person, growing more terrifying with each retelling. Local lore painted Ray as a ghost, a boogeyman who stalked the roads at night, watching and waiting. Drivers would sometimes go looking for him, hoping to catch a glimpse of the infamous Green Man. When they did, Ray, though peaceful and kind, would only fuel the myth further by silently walking past or acknowledging them with a wave. The truth was far from the frightful legend. Ray Robinson was a kind, humble man who loved baseball, collected radios, and lived quietly with his family. He wasn't a ghost or a monster. He simply sought peace in a world that had often been unkind to him. Despite the cruel whispers and wild rumors, those who took the time to meet him found a gentle spirit. He would even occasionally stop to chat with curious passers-by, showing that behind the disfigurement was a man who, like anyone, craved connection and respect. And Ray's walks became a part of local folklore, and though people feared him at first, he eventually became a well-known figure in Beaver County. There were even those who brought him cigarettes and beer, leaving them along his path as a gesture of respect or curiosity. For Ray, his nightly walks were a way to reclaim his dignity, to move through the world on his own terms. They were a silent act of defiance against the judgment and fear that had defined so much of his life. Despite the ghost stories and urban legends that swirled around him, Ray Robinson never let them define who he was. Ray lived to the age of 74, passing away in 1985. Even after his death, the legend of Charlie No-Face endured, a spectral tale whispered among generations in Pennsylvania. But those who knew the truth knew Ray was no phantom. He was a man who had faced unimaginable hardship with quiet strength and grace. In the end, Ray Robinson's story is not one of horror, but of humanity. His life serves as a reminder that behind every legend lies a real person, often far more complex and remarkable than any tale could ever convey.